AMY-ERIN Blakely is filing a sexual harassment suit against her former employer, the nonprofit Devereaux Foundation, claiming she was repeatedly harassed for having large breasts and eventually fired for complaining about it. With me now to discuss this are AMY-ERIN Blakely herself and her lawyer, victims' rights attorney, Gloria Allred. Okay, Gloria, Amy, let's start with you. What exactly did your bosses and your colleagues say to you?
Well, I was repeatedly told that I had large breasts, and I was judged basically on my looks and my breasts as opposed to my performance.
Mm-hmm. Well, were you ever dressed in a provocative way, or did anyone say anything to you previous to that about the way you were dressed? Were you reprimanded about your attire, anything like that?
I was always dressed professionally.
You are.
As a matter of fact, Joy, she was wearing on the job often what she's wearing on your program today. That's the way she was dressed for the job.
Actually, it's very nice. You look like a nun. You have like a, it looks like a collar for a nun. And plus you're wearing a cross. It's hardly provocative, unless maybe, you're not a nun. Whatever. AMY-ERIN, now you said...
I was going to say, not only, Joy, is she not a nun, but she has a BA, a master's in business administration. She was supervising 900 employees. She received numerous promotions and numerous raises while she was at Devereaux. So she really is a very highly skilled employee and was earning in the six figures.
But the harassment started in 2003. You didn't file a grievance, Amy, until not 2009. Why'd you wait so long?
That's correct. Early on, I was promoted approximately 8 times during my 13-year tenure, and the last position that I received was an executive level position. And that's when there were inappropriate comments and undesirable types of behavior going on. I really wanted to advance with the company. I felt I had earned it. I felt that I had the skills to move forward and advance. And I was fearful of retaliation if I brought this forward.
So, Gloria, what do you make of this? I mean, her boobs are distracting the men in the workplace? I mean, is that what really is what's happening there? It sounds crazy.
Well, there were...
She's dressed like a normal woman. Why is it so distracting?
Well, and I guess you'd have to ask the men why it was so distracting to them. And they used words to describe her breasts, Joy, that I would prefer not to use on television. And in addition, she alleges that she learned that they suggested that she should hide her breasts, that it was a distraction, that she was too sensual, and that one person in management said he had even discussed her breasts with his wife. Now that's ridiculous. Really,
don't they have anything to? Can't they just play mahjong together, these two? But Gloria, what do you really make of this? What is going on? Come on, what's happening there? They're just a bunch of jerks. Is that it?
Well, I guess I'm not going to name call, but I will say this: there is a name for what they have done, and that's what we would call sexual harassment in the workplace, gender discrimination. And when she did file her 2 grievances protesting this, the fact that they retaliated against her by firing her the day after she filed her second grievance, that is against the law if we can prove it. Because an employee is protected under the law. They have a right to protest unlawful sex discrimination and sexual harassment, and they cannot be fired. They cannot be retaliated against if they do so. So that is one of our allegations in our lawsuit, which we filed today.
Let me ask you one more question, Gloria, because I think that people perceive you as a woman's lawyer, right? Okay.
Well, I'm a women's rights lawyer.
A women's rights lawyer, okay. Now, what if a guy came to that office and he was wearing really tight pants and it distracted the women? Would you then defend him?
Really tight. It really depends on what the facts are, but I will say we have represented men in sexual harassment cases where they have been victims of sexual harassment, and we have won substantial verdicts for the men, whether they were sexually harassed by other men or sexually harassed by women supervisors.
All right. Thanks very much, ladies. Good luck with the suit.